Damn. Alright, we live. Cool. So, what is up, guys? D Black Tay here, bringing you guys another Samurai video. And before that, I just want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever the fuck it is you celebrate during this time of year. I hope you have a good time with your family and whatnot, because, you know, I've been enjoying myself. And before I get to the person to the left of me, I just want to say, you know, Happy New Year. Whatever your life goals are, you go chase that shit and you do you. Alright? So, to the left of me, this is my girlfriend. And we've been together for 5 years now. We have a little one. He's about yay high. And he's really great. I love the crap out of him. But before that, so while you're here, you must be here wondering why this thumbnail is so intricate. Well, it was made by Dizzy. That dude is dope. I love the crap out of him. He's been really making my YouTube experience better. Like his thumbnails alone have probably gained me like most of my subscribers recently. So shout out to him. I'm gonna put a link to his stuff down below. But today we're gonna be talking about the first chapter of, oh, the camera's dying. I hope that doesn't, ooh, that's bad. Anyways, so, I'm gonna edit that out. So, we're going to be talking about Samurai 8 and Naruto. And we're going to be talking about the first chapter, you know, what we like, what we dislike, and we're just going to be comparing the two since they're written by the same author. Before that, how you doing, babe?
I'm good.
You doing good?
Yeah.
Are you scared?
I'm not scared, I feel like I'm awkward.
You are pretty awkward, but you cute though, so that makes up for it. But what do you, nah, not really? What you like now? You like the classics? Because we've been watching that Disney Plus. Disney Plus. What you been watching on Disney Plus?
Just That's So Raven, you know, so far.
Yeah, that shit's a classic. Go watch that. Alright, so the reason I asked you to do this little experiment with me was because, you know, I'm a little biased about Naruto.
Yeah.
Because I basically grew up with it and it was my favorite anime and manga, as you remember, you know, back in high school and whatnot. That was my shit. You know, now, One Piece. But, you know, I'm a little bit biased about it. So when I reread the first 30 chapters, I was like, oh shit, this is like amazing. I was like, oh, this shit's trash. So I was like, you know, let me get a better comparison. You know, let me get someone that's like a casual, you know, that a casual reader, doesn't really, you know, read much manga and stuff like that. Let me get their perspective on it. So how did you feel about the first chapter of Naruto?
I thought it was great, you know. I like Naruto. I don't like that many animes, but, you know, reading Naruto was a different experience than actually like watching it. So I felt like it was like more in depth, or like I can like put myself in there a little bit more than the actual anime. So it was like a different experience than watching it.
Okay. So how'd you feel about the art compared to the anime? Or
the art was amazing. I feel like it was about the same within like the anime and the what is it called?
Manga.
Yeah, the manga.
Okay. So how do you feel about Samurai?
Well, at first, like, I didn't understand it because it just kind of like jumps out at you and it doesn't like really give an explanation to it. So I was like really confused at first.
Yeah, we had to do a read through, but it was really cute. I like doing it together. I hope we can do that more often. I hope that'd be fun. But so you feel like Naruto, it grasped your attention a lot better?
Yeah, it was like an easier understanding.
Like it eased you into it.
And like Samurai 8, I was just like, what is all this?
Like it just kind of was like, it's because, you know, at the beginning it just starts off with like an explanation. You're just in outer space, you know, randomly, and someone's getting a lecture about, you know, the world and whatnot and what they're supposed to do. Whereas in Naruto, you just kind of get that, oh, the Nine-Tails Fox had attacked the village and it got sealed into Naruto, and then you meet Naruto, like right then and there. And so I think it does a lot better in terms of allowing you to meet the main character and whatnot, and understand his perspective later on in the chapter, and go, you know, and reading the chapters and whatnot. So how did you feel, you know, Naruto's journey versus Hachimaru's journey in the first chapter?
Well, I feel with Hachimaru's, like, I kind of get it, to where like he was like hooked up and like he couldn't really do shit. And he was blaming his father for a lot of shit, but like I feel like that's like a natural relationship between like a kid and his father. So like I don't really know how to explain it.
Like, did you feel like it was more of like a natural relationship, or like...
I can relate to like Hachimaru's like relationship to his father versus like Naruto. Like he just lost, you know, his parents in the beginning, and you know he was an orphan, obviously.
So you can kind of relate to Hachimaru a little bit better than Naruto in terms of like
his relationship. His relationship with his father.
Okay.
That's what like kind of like got to me, like as we were reading it with Hachimaru.
Okay, so that was touching to you too, because I was like, I really felt like their interaction was very necessary, and I was like, okay, kind of, and I kind of liked how when we were reading together, he kind of thought to himself like, okay, maybe I was in the wrong too. Like, you know, at first he was blaming his dad, but he's like, okay, maybe like, you know, I was wrong at the way I was coming at him by telling him I hate him and stuff like that.
Yeah, and his dad was surprised of like the love that Hachimaru had for him. And
so I think that a lot of people could relate to the stuff with Hachimaru and his dad. You know, that was, I think for the most part, that was a really impactful scene. You know, I feel like that it was very necessary to expound on their relationship, especially, you know, when we keep reading and you get later on and see what happens in the story, because it's very important. But like, just overall, how would you feel about that, their relationship for, you know, for Samurai versus Naruto, where you didn't really get that type of relationship except for, you know, from Iruka towards the end?
I felt like I can relate to Hachimaru and his relationship with his dad. And with Naruto, like, I just felt like sympathy for him. And it like really like brings you into like his life and like on a personal level. So I liked that aspect about like both of the mangas.
Okay. So, I know when we were reading Samurai, you know, everything's like really light, so everything kind of meshes in with everything else, so you can't really tell the buildings from the grass.
Yeah, the artwork, it like there's no really shading to it, so it was kind of like confusing at first.
Yeah. So you can really tell a difference. So like the fight aspect of it, I feel like Naruto was handled a lot better. in terms of action for the first chapter. I felt like everything, you could really tell what was going on. You could follow the action. You didn't really have to stop and stop and try to strain and figure out what was going on. So
I mean, I still like the artwork for both of them, but like in Naruto's, like you can actually tell like what is what versus like in Samurai 8, like everything just kind of blended in together.
Yeah, I think for the most part those were very valid criticisms that a lot of people were having at the beginning. So I can definitely understand that. But what do you think about? Because we did read about 4 or 5 chapters of Samurai 8. How'd you feel about the story and the characters going? With Hachimaru's interaction with Nanashi and Nanashi as a character.
I think it's cool that like they ended up being like in the game the number 1 and the number 2 player, and they wanted to meet each other. I thought that was pretty cool. And they couldn't relate to each other because they were both like homebodies. So yeah, I thought it was cool.
Did you like Nanashi and his character? Because personally, I thought it was different because I've read a lot of manga. So usually there's not a heavy focus on that type of dynamic of not really understanding yourself to that point. I feel like that's more of a new age concept that's kind of coming. Not a new age concept. Yeah, like transgender and whatnot, where you don't really understand, your type of gender and where you want to be and whatnot.
Yeah, that was surprising.
So I know a lot of people didn't really like those 2 chapters, but for me personally, I really enjoyed it because it gave me a different outlook. It was like, oh, okay, nobody really talks about this, so it's different to see it actually put forth, in the foreground. So how'd you feel about it?
It was surprising to me because I feel like I've never even seen that like in manga or anime. So I guess it was like a new thing. And
I know when we were reading together, you got chuckled about the Miss Left and Mr. Right. So how'd you feel about that? Him talking to his hands and whatnot.
I mean, I don't know if because I'm pretty sure that she's being serious about it. I guess it's like a multiple personality disorder type of thing. I don't know.
So you're calling her she?
I mean, they said she.
He's a woman at heart.
I don't know.
Yeah, so
I doesn't even know.
He doesn't. He doesn't. But I do like how that was tackled. I think, and I liked how he used the hands as like a tried to visually represent what he was thinking because he couldn't say it out loud, so he used it as a way for him to get his thoughts out and his way to try to talk to himself and figure out what he wants, especially considering that he didn't have any interaction with any other people. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So around this time in Naruto, we get Kakashi, and I remember you said you had a big crush on Kakashi. Who didn't? But
oh my God.
Who didn't? But how was it seeing Kakashi in the manga versus the anime?
I mean, I feel like it's kind of the same. The anime really does do a good job with representing the manga.
It really did. Kakashi, I felt like Kakashi was the exact same in the manga and in the anime with all his interactions.
And I don't know, just seeing his character and him being first introduced, and then he falls for the trap, the booby trap. Yeah. I was like, what?
You can't be serious. I feel
feel that. So,
Like Sasuke was like, he's not gonna fall for that.
the elite ninja. But I feel like that was really good for Kakashi's character because it shows you how like he's playful.
Yeah,
but
playful.
He's very playful, but he has like a very
He's serious, yeah.
about what he does and everything, and so.
But he jokes around a lot, so.
He does. I feel like he was like at the beginning, you know. I know you've only watched most of we've only watched most of the anime together, but later on, you know, you can tell how serious and how much care Kakashi does, you know, care about his students and whatnot. So I thought that was dope. How'd you feel about Sakura and Sasuke since they're the other members of Team 7?
You know, I remember like whenever I was reading the manga and like it gives a little bit of like Sasuke's character, because like he's very reserved and very serious, and then Sakura, like when Kakashi was asking them like what is something that you like and something that you dislike, and she was just like talking about Sasuke, how much she likes him, and then something that she hates is she just said straight up Naruto.
I know what
like you don't have anything more going for you.
I know. I was like, why? Oh my God, Sakura, that was so bad. I was like, come on.
Like that's it.
That's it. That's all you got going for you right now. that was great. That was great.
And she talks shit about Naruto.
I know.
And, like him not having any parents.
Like it was a good thing, you know. And I feel like as a kid, you know, growing up, you know, you kind of do have this animosity towards your parents because, you know, they're telling you what to do. You don't really understand, you know, why they're telling you what to do and whatnot. And so Sakura, she kind of came from that, you know, having the perfect family type of thing, the perfect situation. And so she sees Naruto doing whatever he wants to do. And I feel like, I feel like she held it against him, which it's not really his fault for not having parents, you know. And I feel like their whole dynamic as a group was really well placed because, you know, you have Naruto, who is the orphan, and then you have Sakura, who, you know, grew up with the typical loving family, the typical situation. And then you have Sasuke, who you learn later on, you know, he had it.
He was privileged, but then he lost everything.
Yeah. So I thought it was a really good dynamic, like their whole team together.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it was like a well put together team.
It really was. And then, cause you really saw how Sasuke felt about Naruto. Like, he didn't really like Naruto, but like you could tell, like,
him.
Exactly, like you could tell they had a mutual understanding from their pain and whatnot. And so you could tell like he was really pissed off at Sakura when she was talking that stick talk. How'd you feel? I'm gonna switch it up to Samurai 8 a little bit. How'd you feel about Daruma, who's the cat teacher? How do you feel about?
I didn't really get that much like information on him. Like I know, like, so he saved like. What did he do?
Like
I know he was like this great like samurai, right?
Yeah, he was a great samurai back in the day. You know, you're gonna get his backstory.
Yeah.
And that shit's fantastic. But you know, he was a great samurai back in the day. He lost his body, and now he
got turned into a cat.
Yeah, and so, you know, basically he had been wandering the galaxy for 50 years, looking for, you know, the keys. And this goes back to the issue with the first chapter, because it just kind of throws it at you without giving you any explanation on who Daruma is. It just kind of gives you...
It gives you a little bit, like bits and pieces.
And then you just kind of jump to the game, and then you jump to Hachimaru. So that's a little bit of the issue with Daruma. But, you know, for the most part, for me, you know, in the first early chapters, I like how he kind of didn't overstep his boundaries.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't get in it. He didn't get involved in Hachimaru and his dad's fights or anything. He kind of just left it alone and let them figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I like how he's trying to, because you know we kept reading and whatnot, not just in the first chapter, but he kind of gives Hachimaru like the option, like you're gonna have to do what you have to do, you know, whether you have your father's approval or not.
Yeah.
Like a samurai is someone of action. So I like that.
I mean, I can't, like, whenever Daruma gave Hachimaru the choice to, like, you know, continue his journey with him,
mm-hmm.
and his dad was, like, pissed off,
Mm-hmm.
like, I kind of, like, understood that because, you know, like, he's been protecting, like, his dad has been protecting him for his whole life.
Yeah.
And, like, he was like, you can't even, like, you shouldn't be going out there, like, it's too dangerous. But, like, he has to learn how to let go of, like, his kid. Like, he's already a samurai.
I know. And how'd you feel about him becoming a samurai? Because people, you know, when it first came out, they didn't like that he became a samurai in, like, the first chapter. They were like, oh, they wanted him to continue with his ailments and whatnot and overgrow them in the future and whatnot. How'd you feel about that?
Well, I didn't really understand, like, how he became a samurai already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was a little bit confusing, which is, like, why I was, like, asking you questions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I didn't have you, then I would not understand it at all.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I feel like it's pretty cool, like, that, you know, that's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because he was attached to, like, these wires and shit, and he was on a liquid diet, and now, like, he can explore the world, which is, like, amazing.
And I kind of like how, like, we're on the journey with him. I didn't understand people's gripes about it, because it was like, well, if he's gonna be immobile for, like, the first 10 to 15 chapters, it's like that just kind of get boring really fast. Cause it's like, so I feel like
no development.
Exactly, it had to happen that way, because you couldn't explain, like they even said in the chapter, you know, hey, I can't even go outside for 3 minutes without dying. So it's like, how was he gonna train in any way, shape, or form to become a samurai in the future? Like that, people just be hating out here, right?
Yeah, I feel like it just kind of had to happen that way.
Mm-hmm. So, I guess to wrap this up, because we're going on 20 minutes with the video we did earlier and whatnot. So, how do you feel about both manga? Which one would you rather continue? And, just your overall thoughts on each.
Well, I feel like with both of the mangas, it has, like, some comedic effect thrown into it, like, a little bit, which is what I like in, like, mangas or animes. And I would definitely continue Naruto, because, like, I feel like it's a different experience than actually, like, watching the anime, because, like, I've only watched the anime and I've never, like, read the manga, but I would continue both, actually. Yeah.
So, you prefer Naruto?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Well, you know, this is a samurai channel, so I'm gonna need you to leave off with some good thoughts. So,
I mean, I feel like there's nothing wrong with Samurai 8. It was just that, like, you know, it was a little bit harder to grasp than Naruto was. But I would definitely, like, still read it.
Alright, you heard it here, folks. They're both good manga. Go read them. Alright. So this was a dope video. I'm really glad my girlfriend helped me out making this video. But this is just a small tidbit of what I got planned for today. So I'll see you guys later today, where I'm gonna do a even more in-depth discussion about Samurai 8 and Naruto, you know, because I covered the first 30 chapters. So we're gonna talk about that. And tomorrow, I'm gonna drop a little video later on today talking about it. But tomorrow, we're gonna be doing this Discord live discussion stream. It's gonna be popping. Don't be a fuckboy. Come join the Discord. Bring your top 10 samurai list. Bring the cancer. We getting lit. Alright. So I'll see you guys later on. Peace.